कुमार स्वामी नायक गोंगो लुगु लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Good evening, Fiji. In this bulletin, new development grows despite the pandemic. Keep pushing forward, says PM. And new fuel prices in effect from tomorrow.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
Town and Country Planning has this month alone approved $48 million worth of development projects. Local Government Minister Pramila Kumar believes the incentives announced in the national budget have encouraged investors to move forward with their projects despite the uncertainty due to the pandemic. Kritika Kumar reports.
The 9 projects that have been approved will also create new employment opportunities.
There are individuals who are taking advantage of COVID-19 and they would like to get their homes renovated. There are some who would like to get off with the construction of their homes. And obviously the investors, they see it as an opportune time.
The minister says last year 23 major development projects were approved worth $1.4 billion. Investor Ashabai and Company Limited believes investors should think outside the box and get their projects off the ground.
Obviously, COVID has taught us a lot of things. Yes, and I believe we have to just move on. And hopefully, by God's grace, that there will be some sort of solution to this pandemic.
BSP Life Chief Investment Officer Pramesh Sharma says moving ahead with the project now will reduce their cost due to the availability of labor. BSP Life is also looking at extending the footprints of Oceania Hospital in the Western Division.
We chose to ensure that we continue to take advantage of the opportunities that exist around us. Simply, at the end of the day, we're exploiting the opportunities by there's more workforce available.
From January to September, a total of 24 development projects worth around $72 million have been approved. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Prime Minister Banimarama has encouraged Fijians to hold their heads high despite the current difficult situation. He says every Fijian's life is touched in some way by the devastation of the pandemic, but that it should not deter us from moving forward. While opening the Nandi District School in Boa, Banimarama highlighted that it's encouraging to see Fiji is still pushing forward. Venina Rakautonga reports.
The Prime Minister has assured the government will continue to serve the communities despite the crisis.
We take on your concerns, but we do not stop there. We do more than just listen. We deliver development that changes lives for better. And more often than not, we make those decisions here directly in the communities we committed to serve.
Banimarama adds they will try and be more cyclone resilient to avoid devastations caused by natural disasters.
We never gave up, even in the face of new cyclones like Kenny, Josie, and Jita, and more recently Cyclone Sarai, Tino, and Harold. Each new storm have endured as only fortified our resolve to build the resilience of Fijian communities.
Head teacher Poto Resio Koto Inangara says the school will cater for 106 students and 8 staff.
Our sincere gratitude to the government of Fiji for the treasured gift for our dear children of Nandi District School, which will enhance their academic future.
The school was destroyed by Tropical Cyclone Winston in 2016 and cost the government $1.1 million to rebuild. Venina Rakautonga, FBC News.
New fuel prices will come into effect from tomorrow following a determination by the Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission. Liquid petroleum gas or cooking gas sees the biggest jump. Edwin Nund reports.
The changes are due to unfavorable movements on the world market.
Those that have private cars, you can minimize the use of your own vehicles and probably start walking from work to home if it's near.
It means that we have to budget our expenses wisely.
A 4.5 kg cylinder of gas will cost $11.66, an increase of 25 cents. A 12 kg gas cylinder will increase from $30.42 to $31.09, an increase of 67 cents. A 13 kg cylinder will increase by 74 cents from $32.95 to $33.69. Bulk gas will increase by 2 cents to $2.15 and auto gas will increase by 1 cent to $1.44.
That increase will be 3 cents. This enough.
I think people who are already struggling will suffer the most, but hopefully the next price change will be a decrease.
With the cost of living already high, the increase in fuel and LPG will be an added burden.
The price of motor spirit will increase by 3 cents to $1.98 per litre, while premix will also rise by 3 cents to $1.61 per litre. Kerosene remains at $1.05 per litre, and diesel will decrease by 1 cent to $1.63 per litre. Diesel prices dropped in the world market, while freight charges and a weak US dollar against the Fijian dollar in August also helped prices. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
Correctional facilities in Fiji have changed drastically over the years. Speaking during the opening of 2 new facilities at the Lautoka Remand Centre today, Attorney General Ayaside Kayum stated at one point remand prisoners and convicted inmates were put in the same block. Felipe Naikaso has more.
The Attorney General highlighted the importance of supporting and upgrading the criminal justice system, which will also help inmates.
The basic principles, of course, of the criminal justice system, in particular when you get into the correction services, is to provide, of course, deterrence, is to provide confidence to the victims of crimes, is to provide confidence to society at large.
Said Kayum also highlighted a decade ago the rate of recidivism was high as convicted criminals and remand prisoners stayed in the same cell block.
Today the rate of recidivism is below 10%, which is a huge accomplishment. And therefore the initiatives such as the Yellow Ribbon program and various other works with the faith-based organizations, with the various community-based organizations must continue.
The remand center's refurbished mess hall and the new convict block were opened today.
Now we only have a young offenders correctional center, which is based in Nasinu, and also for our elderly in Nasinu. So now with this new block, instead of sending them up to Nasinu, we can keep them down here in Lautoka.
The project that was completed in 18 weeks cost over $400,000. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
4 senior members of the Social Democratic Liberal Party are expected to give Sitiveni Rambuka a tough challenge for the party leadership position. This comes as SEDELPA has finalized the list of candidates for the top job and endorsed a process to begin working towards appointing a leader for the 2022 general election. Lena Rees reports.
Of the 5 contenders, Viliame Ngavoka tops the list, and in his second term in Parliament, the Nanronga native is confident in the process endorsed by the party to select their next leader.
The welcome thing about this process is that it can determine for us the depth within the party. Yeah? And there are about 5 of us who are running for the leadership. That's on the leadership side, and then the deputy leaders. And it's quite illuminating. And I always knew that the party has strength, the party has depth. But through this process, the people of Fiji will realize that SEDELPA has a lot of people in there who are capable of leadership.
Aseri Randronro, the youngest of the 5 candidates, says he has the backing of his province of Naitasiri.
It's a democratic process for party leadership application, so that motivated me to apply. And if I'm given the opportunity to lead the party, then hopefully we'll be able to garner the support of the party members and the party officials, and hopefully take us towards winning the 2022 election.
The other candidates for the party leader position include Sitiveni Rambuka, Rofilipe Tuisawau and Pio Tambaiwalu. The successful candidate will be made known during SEDELPA's annual general meeting on November 28th. Lena Rees, FBC News.
Up ahead, Fiji and British Army veterans file petition, and Film Fiji impressed with local talents.
मैं तो दिल्ली में रहता हूँ और रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
petition letter and signed forms by over 100 Fijian British Army veterans were handed to the newly appointed British High Commissioner to Fiji today. British Army veteran Issei Vono says they are voicing their concerns regarding the introduction of the United Kingdom's visa fee policy. Chosai Nanunga has more.
Issei Vono says the policy has left the immigration status of ex-soldiers in the UK in limbo and has been a barrier for them to re-entering the forces.
So now we expect the Commissioner for that petition to be handed into Parliament as our campaign from Fiji in support for the 8 soldiers fighting on behalf of the serving and the veterans and their families.
Retired British Army veteran Romano Nadeva says this policy was not enforced during their term of engagement in the 1960s. He claims the improper dissemination of information from relevant authorities in the UK has raised fear for the few ex-veterans who might be facing unemployment-related issues and possible deportation.
We were a colony. Now we are independent. We run our own affairs, and not like in the olden days. Right. And then after 9 years, if you want to extend, I extended. But you have, before they let you sign, you have got to be a good soldier. And I was one.
High Commissioner George Edgar, while accepting the petition, said he will respond once he receives clarification from his government. Chosai Nanunga, FBC News.
The creativity shown by budding filmmakers during the mobile movie competition has exceeded the expectations of Film Fiji and the Ministry of Commerce and Trade. Speaking during the awards presentation, Minister Faiaz Koya says it is encouraging to see potential in the film industry. Sanyani Boiler reports.
The skills and passion portrayed by young filmmakers has surprised Film Fiji and its stakeholders.
The competition became an alternative avenue to encourage the young and inexperienced filmmakers to utilize their creativity in an innovative manner.
Film Fiji Board Director Sekyu Sambolera says the interest shown by Fijians during the competition is encouraging.
The quality of films received surpasses our expectations, with world-class acting and filmmaking records from finalist films.
Secondary school student Esikaya Ngyo, who won the best film under the budding filmmakers category, used his mobile to produce the movie.
I used the Samsung phone and I got the help from my family. Some did the sound, some did the effects, and this is how I got my video together. And I was even surprised that I won 3 awards, including Best Film Award.
The Best Sound Award went to the film Duck Hotel by Ketueni Tangasi, and Film Fiji Special Commendation Award went to Joel Russell, while Ritesh Chand was awarded the Best Film Award for the Open Filmmakers category. 46 participants had registered for the competition. Sainiani Boila, FBC News.
The Suva City Council has weighed in the importance of a sustainable future as the country prepares to celebrate its 50th independence anniversary. The Fiji 50 tree planting program was launched at My Suva Park in Nasesia today, which aims to use this special occasion to address global warming. Apanisa Wangarandovu reports the SCC has the backing of business houses for this program.
The Special Administrator's Chair says the tree planting initiative is a major part of the Fiji Day celebrations.
We have to plant more trees. We've seen the effect of all these bushfires and the burning globally in Amazon, in California. We've been fortunate that we don't have those type of devastation. However, that does not stop us from encouraging people to keep on planting trees.
This garden in the shape of Fiji 50 will also have an all-weather photo portrait billboard for people to take pictures at any time they want.
Behind us, flower garden that is now being used to highlight the 50th anniversary. So we would be encouraging the general public to come in. It's going to be a big selfie, so it's an opportune time for people to, have some memories about where were they on the 50th year celebration.
The Suva Retailers Association, apart from supporting the SCC, plans to honor business houses for their contribution towards Suva's economy.
They've been there for 50 years plus. That itself is a testament to their will of continuing doing business in Suva CBD.
The atmosphere in the capital city is expected to hype up in the coming week as the SCC and the Retailers Association have planned various competitions for businesses and market vendors. The Suva on sale is another highlight for the capital city. Apinisawan Garandobu, FBC News.
Life before independence was difficult and fearful as people were subjected to tougher laws, says 79-year-old successful businessman Diwan Chand Maharaj. While sharing his experience on Fiji's Independence Day, Maharaj says October 10, 1970 was a new dawn for the country. Pranita Prakash has his story.
I'm proud of my country where I am born.
Coming from the sugarcane farming background, Diwan Chand Maharaj, who was 28 years old at the time of independence, calls himself a survivor of the colonial rule.
Well, it's restricted. You have to fear with the law that you don't make mistake. At the moment you see the people get arrested every night, drunk and disorderly. In those days, no, you can't just go and drink unless you had a license to drink. So they control the thing, see? Our atmosphere was that we are under somebody.
He says the grand Independence Day celebration was full of euphoria.
I attended the celebration in Albert Park. It was a big gathering and 21 gun salute and all these things happened. It was exciting. And after that we meet each other among the Fijians and Indians. We shook hands and we stood by each other. And the more confidence came into Fiji.
Maharaj says Fiji has progressed a lot over the years.
There has been a big economic growth. People were open to go and ask for the loan, the Fiji Development Bank and the other banks. So before it was managed by the foreigners, it's been managed by locally. So it's a lot of economic movement started.
In the lead up to the 50th year of independence, his parting message to everyone is to be patriotic and live as one people for one nation. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
And Apanisa joins us now with the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up, Cocoa Rehabilitation Project gets government backing. And in growing Fiji, villagers commended for taking ownership of developments. Stay with us.
Pula nadang go aprosran garse go erkraki do televe on varong na Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibit.
Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibit.
The government will help revive the Nwailewu Cocoa project. The project suffered a loss in 1986, and Agriculture Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says they will work with the Nwailewu landowners to bring it back on track. Saini Anamboila reports.
A 500-acre land in Nwailewu will now be utilized for cocoa rehabilitation project.
We don't want to repeat those mistakes. This time around, we want to be upfront. We want to be very clear what kind of model we want. The model that we want is that you treat this cocoa farming as a business.
The project suffered a major loss in the 1980s, and Dr. Reddy says they do not want a repeat of that.
But I want to tell you that there's huge potential in the market. At the moment, there are buyers who will come and buy it off from here. Andy chocolate, cocoa Fiji, seafoods, Bolea chocolates, My Natural, Loving Islands. These are the buyers. We can organize a contract where they'll come and buy it off you.
Cocoa farmer Kolniom Batiliku welcomed the government's assistance.
We are so delighted that the minister has come right to us and is willing to offer their help to re-establish the cocoa farm. This is what we have been waiting for since the 80s.
The government will assist in transporting cocoa to the agriculture station for weighing and will also provide market locally and overseas. Sainiani Boila, FBC News.
Shaurans joins you next with the latest from the money market.
Today's market was fixated on the much-awaited presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Traders were perhaps looking for clues to assess who was more likely to win the presidential election in November. The US dollar was down slightly before the debate, hitting one-week lows against the euro and Swiss franc and against commodity currencies such as the Aussie and Kiwi dollars. However, the China-sensitive Aussie dollar is struggling to cheer the better-than-expected China data. Chinese manufacturing data increased to 55.9 in September from 55.2 in August, indicating growth in both the manufacturing and non-manufacturing sectors. Ideally, this would have caused investors flocking into demand for Aussie dollars. However, that was not the case today, maybe because of the cautionary sentiment flowing from the US traders. And for now, that's all from your HFC Bank. Vinaka.
Looking at today's local exchange rates as set early this morning, the Fiji dollar once again gained on the Chinese yuan, the US greenback, the PNG kina and the Japanese yen, but declined against the Kiwi and the Aussie dollar as well as the euro. Looking at commodities, oil prices were down slightly, falling just below $40 per barrel. Gold rose to $1,900 per ounce and silver closed up at $24.23 an ounce. The villagers of Nasolo in Bua have been commended for taking ownership of development in their community. The Faith Bridge is one of many projects the Nasolo Development Trust has undertaken in the village, and Prime Minister Banimarama says they have set example for all communities to follow. Banimarama has highlighted the village farming project has generated enough income to finance the purchase of a truck, and the villagers also have Yangwana plantations, which are another source of revenue in years to come. Through the different committees, the village now has built a filling center, a Yangwana nursery, and a village store. They also hosted the Nasolo Sevens rugby tournament for the first time, taking it out of Lambasa.
We built this bridge in only 3 short weeks, and I want to especially congratulate the young people in this village. Congratulate the young people in this village who started this project and raised $3,000 to defray the cost. The Nasolo Development Trust contributed some $13,000, and then I understand some good Samaritans kicked in another $2,000.
That's all from Business Tonight. Jamie joins you next with the latest from sports.
Panisa, and good evening. Ahead in sports, a transition from volleyball to Skipper Cup, and pressure on for IDC hosts. This and more after the break.
Bula FM number 2 and seri.
Bula FM number 2 and seri.
Ipeli Ratambadada has taken the brave leap from a successful career on the volleyball courts to the rugby field for Naita Siri. The 30-year-old former Super Grammar student has been instrumental for the Highlanders through the 2020 Skipper Cup competition. The former national volleyball rep says the successful switch back to rugby was never easy. Carolini Tavi with the details.
Epeli Ratambadada started playing rugby at the age of 9. In 2011, his rugby career came to a standstill, and so he decided to switch to volleyball and went on to represent Fiji in the 2019 Mini Pacific Games.
I stopped playing rugby in 2011 and then decided to switch to volleyball. I was chosen to be part of the extended squad and was able to be part of the Fiji team.
With the help of former Suva rep Ben Soso, Ratambadada decided to pursue his rugby career again, and he is now the inside centre for the Naita series side.
Rugby is always and will be my priority, but volleyball has helped develop me personally as well. There was a player who played for Suva, Ben Soso, and he helped me get back into rugby, where I joined the Maris Rugby Club.
Naita Siri wants to ensure they win all their matches for the remainder of the Skipper Cup.
Naita Siri will be prepared for Nandronga, basically to keep our spot in the top 4.
Naita Siri will host Nandronga in the Skipper Cup this Saturday at Ratu Vakambau Park in Nosori. Karleni Tavi, FBC Sports.
2 Fijians have been shortlisted for the European Rugby Player of the Year award. Hosting the Courts Inter-District Championship comes with its challenges for the Suva football side. 2014 was the last time the Whites lifted the IDC trophy at ANZ Stadium, and 6 years on, the side hopes to break the losing drought to give back to its fans. Tali Materakula has more.
Suva Football is aware of the expectations that come with hosting a tournament.
Being a host of IDC, I think, is our dream to win. And I think that's what we are working on, to win this IDC after 5 years. I think 2014 was the last when we won IDC. And after that, we have been playing last 2 IDC. We have played the finals, 2018 and 2019. I think this time in 2021 to do one better.
To go one up, Pratap says they need to key up on their finishing, which was one area they lacked in the Battle of the Giants and the National League.
The scoring, that's a major worry for us at the moment. I think we have been missing a lot of goals in the tournaments and also in the league, so that's the only place we are working on.
Working towards the similar aim of breaking their losing drought, giant killers Nesinu say only the best will survive.
7 teams in the pool, including us, and we have Rewa, which is a champion team, both first and second in the National League. And then we have Lotaka, which is also a good team, coached by a very good coach in the country, Master Ravi. And yeah, it's going to be the fittest will survive in our pool.
Suva battles Nesinu in their first pool match and the opening game of the Courts IDC on Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. at ANZ Stadium. Kali Materkula, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Football Association may move some IDC matches to other venues if Bidesi and Bacchus Park are not in good condition to host games. FA Chief Executive Mohammed Yusuf says with the unpredictability of the weather and ground conditions, they are keeping their options open for alternative venues. Yusuf adds the uprising ground in Navua and Ratu Vakambau Park in Nausori are 2 options they have on the table.
We will not allow our players to play on a pitch which is not fit to be played or not playable, and so we'll still work hard to get alternative arrangements. We got Fiji FA grounds here. Maybe we'll get the women's to play here, and we'll look at the other parks, including Uprising at Navua or Vakambau Park for the other senior division matches.
The Uptown Boxing Gym received a timely boost ahead of the season from Jason Realty in the form of boxing equipment. The company has made it their goal to practice its corporate social responsibility by giving back to the sport. The equipment will be used to attract more youths to boxing. Manager Kriti Kishore says this will not be the last time they donate to the gym.
Since this is our 4th year anniversary, we decided to give something back to the community, especially to help out kids in getting some sort of exercise or gym equipment and stuff. There will be plans for the future donations like what we have given in today. And yeah, so this is basically what we are giving back to the community.
This year's Digicel Fiji Golf Open Tournament will be extra special. The event is returning to the Watuanga Golf Course after a number of years, back where it all started 5 decades ago. Aquila Dama reports.
This is where the first Fiji Golf Open was held in 1970. So why not have it at the same venue for its 50th anniversary?
This year it has got
more significance to it, as Fiji is celebrating its 50th anniversary of independence. So is Golf Fiji celebrating its 50th anniversary of the Fiji Open.
With a month until the Fiji Open, Golf Fiji has more reasons to celebrate after Digicel Fiji confirmed as the naming rights sponsor today.
So as an organization, as a company, we are looking at all the different opportunities that we get to partner with the government and other associations or bodies that are looking at doing events to celebrate the 50th independence. So
Digicel's assistance is timely as it will help junior golfers to take part for free.
So Golf Fiji is creating a division, and that will be the Fiji Junior Open Championships. And this has never happened in Fiji before, but thanks to our sponsors. And what will happen is Digicel will pay for the juniors to take part.
The Fiji Open will be held at the Watuanga Golf Course from the 31st of October to the 2nd of November. Aquila Vama, FBC Sports.
In play of the day, Mason Mount missing the crucial spot kick as Tottenham edged past Chelsea on penalties 5-4 after a 1-1 draw to reach the Carabao Cup quarterfinals. A total of 9 penalties had been netted before Mount stepped up to take the 10th, but the England midfielder's effort clipped the post and went wide. Here's the bitter miss. That's it from sports tonight. Coming up in the world of the weird and wonderful, meet the British artist working on the world's largest painting to raise funds for children in need. Details after the break.
Bula FM, number 2 NSR.
Bula FM, number 2 NSR.
Google is set to win EU antitrust approval for its $2.1 billion purchase of fitness tracker maker Fitbit. People familiar with the matter say it looks like Google is ready to take on Apple and Samsung in the wearable technology market. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Good evening and welcome to the weather world. Sunshine was amazing today. We had some dry moments, but we are still looking out for those bands of showers drooling past us. A new month is approaching, so we're quite in the liking to see new weather pattern. In the west, winds picked up, showing off a gusty side. Showers might hit by tonight and continue into the morning. Eastwards from Pakaba to Suva, there is heavier showers in prediction, so look out for that. And up north, pretty much more showers. Yep, the segment for the day is full of the word showers. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 25 knots. It could be a little rough at 30 knots. Turning to the tides, low tide at 11:59 p.m. with high tide at 6:05 a.m. Sunrise will be at 5:48. For tomorrow, while we are gradually moving down towards the weekend, goodness me, there is about 80% chances of rain, which could get heavier. Tomorrow's temps, even if Lambasa has showers on the schedule, it will cool things off and reach temps up to 32. And looking further on to Friday, you probably by now know what I'm about to say. Yep, showers to begin with this weekend. Well, that's all the weather news from my side. Jackie joins you again.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji Pulse, we asked, should health and wellbeing programs be provided at all workplaces?
Allow people to get off the desk and to keep them fit before they move on to execute their deliverables. Yeah?
We should always dedicate time in a day to try and keep healthy by exercising and, more importantly, eating healthy.
If we had more work health programs instilled in our workplaces, it would create an effective and I'd say a healthy workforce.
We should engage a lot more well-being exercises at our workplaces.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, new development grows despite the pandemic. Keep pushing forward, says PM. And new fuel prices in effect from tomorrow. For these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. Our poll question we're asking, will it be the toughest school term to date for students? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day, beautiful afternoon snapshot of the famous number Walu jetty in Boa, Vanua Level by Spencer Nigel Robinson. And send your pictures to email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, our Facebook page FBC News, and our Twitter page at FBC_news. That's your news for tonight. Until tomorrow, from the team and I, stay safe, stay dry. Bye for now.
मैं तो दिल्ली में रहता हूँ और रेडियो फीजी बहुत रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।